In this video presentation, we're going to take a look at the use of the Carlson template grade table to establish a roadway widening for an interstate project. So to begin, I'm going to go ahead and browse for a DXF file that's been provided to me. And in this case, I've got a folder where my data has been placed. And I'll grab this DXF file that's been given to me. And out of a matter of habit, one of the very first things I like to do is to issue the save as command to save this out as a DWG file so that I can call it up a little more easily than just working from a DXF. It's a completely optional step. To begin then, what I want to do then is establish a series of cross-section locations based on this roadway centerline in red, referencing the cross slope out to the area in blue based on the surface model that's been provided. So in my case, I'm going to go into my roads menu, my sections menu, and I'm going to choose my section alignment editor. And we'll give it the name of the cross-section locations where I want to create these this data from. And the centerline file that I want to process is the name of the centerline that has been provided to me. I'll choose open. And we're going to indicate that we want cross sections every 50 feet, left and right 50 feet is fine. And I'm just going to go ahead and choose OK. So there's a list of all of my different cross sections that I have for both offsets and my main interval, along with any special stations that the software has been picked up based on the data provided. I'm going to go ahead and save this cross section alignment editor, and then actually build some existing ground cross sections from the surface model that's been provided. So again, we're going to go into the sections menu, and we're going to say sections from the grid or tin surface. And in this case, the tin that's been provided to me is the one I want to use for getting my cross slopes. And in the event that that surface model changes, let's go ahead and link to the link that data to the sections that we're going to be generating here in just a moment. And the section alignment to process is the one that I just created. And the name of the section files to create or to write, I'm going to call this I-44 eastbound, and this is my existing ground data. And as we take a look then at my sections that have just been created and look at my section file editor, you can see that we actually have then, and we'll just go ahead and shoot, and we'll reference that set on in just to have it for use later on. As I look at each individual section then, I've got basically a 19-foot offset and a varied slope as I go through each of these individual sections. So now what I want to use then is this data to extend and bump out an additional 19 feet for an additional driving lane that we're looking to put in. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and create a template grade table. So here's my roads menu. I'm going to say the template grade table routine, and we'll give it a name. As default's fine in here. And I'm also going to go ahead then and say the template file to process. This has also been provided for me, which is a standard 2-lane highway, 19 feet wide. And what I want to do then is say, okay, for this left side grade, I'm going to go ahead and choose match slope of the cross sections derived by the section file. And the slope that we want to target is the slope value as to govern from the 0-foot offset to the negative 19-foot offset. We'll choose OK. And there's all my slopes been established in here. And the only thing we need to do now is indicate how far do we want to also process this. So we're going to process this left side out to an offset of 38 feet. And I'm just going to go ahead and choose save and then exit. And now it's time to process road design. So if I go to my roads menu and go to my process road design routine, I've got a center line established in here, which is fine. The design profile is going to be the profile of the center line that we want to base this on. The template that I want to use is provided here as well. The existing crown cross section surface is I'll just use the tin again, just in case we have any intermediate locations we want to use. And then the template grade table has been specified. And the only thing I need to do now is specify the design section file. And again, I'll call this the I-44 eastbound proposed. Save and choose OK. And as this goes through here, the only thing that I really need to change in here is I had doing some earlier testing. I'm not going to process these cross sections on a 1-foot interval. Let's go every 50 feet, and that'll be fine. And then any other values in here that I want. And I'm going to not make a tin right now on this data, and we'll simply say OK. So we don't have any cut fill slopes, so those will not be able to be tied into ground, which is fine. Let's acknowledge that alert. There's my values. I'm just going to go ahead and exit out of this report. And we can see now that we've got some data in here that is the edge to the right of from the template, and then now this new offset out here to the left. So we're going to take a look at the sections menu and say my section file editor now. We're going to look at the proposed cross sections against the existing cross sections, referencing that center line earlier. We're just going to go ahead and take a look at these sections now, and we can see we've actually got out to a 30-foot offset the slope that was established by that previous cross section. So as we step through each of these, then we have done an extension with very minimal effort to get that roadway widening that we want. I hope that answers some questions. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll do our best to help you out. Thank you for your time.